All right, so now what we're doing, you can see my screen. You're going to watch me go ahead and initiate the Ledger Live app. Assuming you don't have all these icons on your screen, we do want to make sure you have this one app right here. And so this is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and log in there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that open up. Give it a couple of seconds. You know, computer has to think. And so what two things should be done have occurred by now. One is you're going to want to make sure that you're plugged into your physical Ledger device. And the other is that you have logged on and you should be able to see what I see. Ledger Live, you see the app and this nice little graphic illustration. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the get started. No device, buy a ledger. We don't need that, so let's go to get started. All right, and we're going to choose the ledger that we have. So I have let me look at the box just to make sure, the Nano S Plus. All right. First time using your Nano S, or you already have a recovery phase. So this is our first time. We're going to be starting from point A. Let's go ahead and start up a new Nano S Plus. Let's set up your device. Access your crypto. So this brings us to the second point. Your crypto assets are stored on the blockchain. You need a private key to access and manage them. So that's what this Nano is for. Continue. So this kind of just educating us about, own your private keys. It's explaining what we're doing with the process. So that's all. So you might want to just read these instructions. Own your private key. Your private key is stored within your Nano. You must be the only one to own it, to be in control of your money. Stay offline. So your Nano works as a cold storage wallet. This means that it never exposes your private key online, even when using the app. Validate transactions. So Ledger Live allows you to buy, sell, manage, exchange, and earn crypto while remaining protected. So you will validate every crypto transaction with your Nano. Let's set up your Nano. Let me show you one thing before we go forward. You see how it has a phone there? So you guys could really, we could all store our crypto on our phone if we wanted to, but there's obvious problems. You may lose your phone. Someone may get into your phone. And if you lose your phone, well, then you'll lose all the data and access to your accounts, and you're going to have some problems with that. So you don't want to store anything really within your phone or within centralized exchanges. Other than storing it on your phone or in your browser, if you store it in a browser, it's online. And if you, other than that, you're storing it in some kind of custody account with the company, where we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to get away from banks and third-party custody. Now let's set up your Nano. So we'll start by setting up your Nano security. Let's do this. Yeah, all right. So the best way to get you started, here's some basic instructions. Obviously, this is going to take a little bit of time, so make sure that you have a time slot of at least 30 minutes before you begin. You're going to need a pen because you're going to be writing down some words. You're going to have a 24-word code that we talked about earlier in this video, and you might want to be alone and to yourself. For one, it's focus, but also it's a security issue. You want to make sure that you're not sitting in Starbucks where someone's sitting behind you looking over your shoulder or anything like that. Let's go forward. Okay, I'm ready. So the best way to get you started, turn on your Nano. Now, we may have already done that for those of us who've been following these. If you've been following me, you already have it actually probably turned on and maybe even plugged into your computer. So turn it on, browse, learn how to interact with your device. So now you should have clicked download ledgerlive.com/start, then press the right button. So you use buttons to navigate menus and lists. All right. So as you can see over here on the left, they're kind of giving you an example of what you're going to be looking at. All right. right, so we are already should be logged into our Ledger Live. Here it is. And we're going to now go ahead and just walk through the way to get you started. So you should have your Ledger already turned on, and you have the two buttons to which you can browse. You're going to be scrolling to set up as new device. And let's go to the next step. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is enter the PIN code. Your PIN code is the first layer of security. It physically secures access to your private key and your Nano. So your PIN code must be 4 digits to 8 digits long. And this is going to be where you're going to have to write this down in a moment. Click the button. I understand I must choose my PIN code myself and keep it private. Set up PIN code. Let's do it. Choose a PIN code. Press the left or right button to change the digits. Press both buttons to validate a digit. Select the checkbox to confirm your PIN code. Select X to erase. Set up as new device. Choose PIN code. So in order to access now on the setup as new device, you're going to need to double click it. Put 2 fingers on 2 buttons and press them both down at the same time. Choose, and it's going to go to a little lock that says choose PIN with 4 to 8 digits. Double click it again, and let's start typing in let's start choosing our PIN. All right, so now we have chosen our PIN, and choose your PIN code, confirm your PIN code. Once you've confirmed the PIN code, let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Secure your PIN code. So let me just read this real quick. Secure your PIN code. During the setup process, you'll choose your PIN code. Always choose a PIN code yourself. Always enter your PIN code somewhere out of sight. Always, you can change your PIN code if needed. There are 3 wrong PIN code entries in a row that will, or excuse me, 3 wrong PIN code entries in a row will restart the device. Never use an easy PIN code like 00000, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Never share your PIN code with someone else, not even with Ledger. All right, so those are just the basic instructions that you're going to need to look at. Let's go ahead and get started. Now let's move on to our recovery phrase. So your recovery phrase is a secret list of 24 words that backs up your private keys. Your Nano generates a unique recovery phrase. Ledger does not keep a copy of it, so nobody has this recovery phrase that you're about to write down. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box. You're going to want to check this as well if you're following along. I understand that if I lose this recovery phrase, I will not be able to access my crypto in case I lose access to my Nano. All right, let's move forward. Recovery phrase. It's time. Recovery phrase. So take out your recovery sheet, grab a blank recovery sheet included in your Nano, and let Nano know if you didn't receive one in your package. Write down 24 words. Write down the word next to number 1 for the first word, the word next to number 2. Let's see. Write down number 1 displayed on your Nano in position 1 of your recovery sheet. Then press right on your Nano to display word number 2. Write it down. Then press right again. Repeat this process for all the words while carefully respecting the order and the spelling. Make sure you put them as they come through. Press left on your Nano to check for any mistakes. All right, y'all. Take your time. Do it one at a time. Let's get started. All right, so by now you should have done several things. You should have created the PIN code. You should have created and confirmed your 24-word passkey. And you should have written it down, and you should be ready to go to the dashboard on your Ledger Live if you're following along. Let's go ahead and go to the next step. Recovery phrase. Confirm your recovery phrase. Repeat it for all words. So we should have already done that by now. If you're following along with us, then you've already done this. How does a recovery phrase work? So let's get some info here. Your recovery phrase works like a unique master key. Your Ledger device uses it to calculate private keys for every crypto asset that you own. To restore access to your crypto, any wallet can calculate the same private keys from your recovery phrase. What happens if I lose access to my Nano? Don't worry. Follow these steps to restore access to your crypto. So we're not going to go there because we already know. That's actually a different infomercial. That's actually a different educational. Next step. Get started. Let's go to get started then. Hide your recovery phrase. Your recovery phrase is your last chance to access your crypto if you cannot use your nano. You must keep it in a safe place. Enter these words on your hardware wallet only, not your computer or smartphone. Never share your 24 words with anyone, not even with Ledger. Well, of course, they'll know. Okay, I'm done. Where should I keep it? So these are just some suggestions for how to manage your recovery phrase. Never enter it on a computer, smartphone, or any other device. Don't take a picture of it. So that is part of the point of security. This has to be totally offline. That's why they sent you the paper, so you can store it on paper. Otherwise, if you put it online, then you have the potential that someone will find it. So never share your 24 words with anyone. Obviously, that is with the exception of the person whom you guys may actually have some, maybe your partner or spouse or something like that. For example, one of my business partners, she works with her son and they run the business. And so they both have actual access to that in that particular situation. So always store it in a secure place and out of sight. Ledger will never ask you for your recovery phrase. And if any person or application does ask for it, assume it is a scam. Okay, y'all? Just assume it's a scam. I have had it happen to me. Go ahead, press get started and move on. All right, so this is what your screen should be showing if you've been following along. Answer 3 simple questions to avoid common misconceptions about your hardware wallet. Let's take the quiz. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take the quiz just so you guys can kind of get an understanding. Let's see if you're fresh on your game. As a Ledger Nano user, my crypto is stored on my Nano or on the blockchain. The answer is on the blockchain. Your crypto is always stored on the blockchain. Your hardware wallet only holds your private keys, which gives you access to your crypto. Next question. If my recovery phrase is no longer secure or private, no problem. Ledger can send me a copy. My crypto is no longer safe and I need to transfer them to a secure place. Congrats. Anyone who knows your recovery phrase can steal your crypto assets. If you lose it, you must quickly transfer your crypto to a secure place. Next question. When I connect my Nano to the Ledger app, my private key is still offline, briefly connected to the internet. Let's go with still offline. Your private key always remains offline in your hardware wallet. Even when connected to your Nano, the Ledger app cannot access your private key. You must physically authorize every transaction on your device. All right, already a pro, y'all. You're ready to safely manage your crypto. Only one quick step left. Click next step. Genuine check. We'll verify whether your Nano is genuine. This should be quick and easy. Check my Nano. All right, so now it's talking to your device and you're gonna allow it. It's asking you to allow that. So just what you see on the screen right here is what you should be seeing on your device. Go ahead and allow Nano. Good, your Ledger Nano is genuine and ready to use with Ledger Live. Now mine says install app. All right, let's continue. Here we are. So this is what your Ledger face should look like, okay? And so it allows you to, and one of the reasons I made this infomercial is not just because it's so difficult, because it's really not quite that difficult to do this. But I have had a lot of people who really just couldn't get this far on their own. But also I wanted to kind of walk you through their application so you could get an understanding of what you got here. You actually don't have to go outside of Ledger Live to buy cryptocurrency. You can buy it right through Ledger Live. Now where it says install app, it's actually referring to cryptocurrency itself. So how it says add an account to get started, buy and sell, swap, stake, grow. Here's the market. You can look at the market through your Ledger. You don't have to necessarily go to Coinbase or any of the other. Here we go. So you can kind of get some statistics. Let's see how far they go. Do they actually give us, yeah, look, they kind of give us, you can look at that's the 24-hour action, price action. This is the 7-day. It doesn't give you a lot, but it does just gives you the basics. You know, you can see what's going on with specific cryptocurrencies, whichever one. whichever particular one that you like. Okay, so let's say, for instance, your crypto is in another place. So, for example, myself, I have some cryptocurrency on Coinbase, and I will be wanting to shift some of it. Update Ledger Live version 2.690 is available. Download update. So you're going to want to do that as well at some point. Okay, so I know you're like, okay, what next? What do I do now? So next, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to add the specific type of cryptocurrencies to your Ledger Live. So it doesn't come preloaded. It doesn't know which cryptos you want to buy, sell, and trade. So it doesn't come preloaded with anything. That's this button down here. So you're going to come down here to add account and go ahead and click that button, double click it, and this is what should pop up. Add accounts. So this becomes to be the more technical part, which is probably why you need to follow this infomercial, because this is where people have gotten, they weren't sure exactly where to go from here. So what we're essentially doing is so Bitcoin has a unique code, and we're installing the unique codes to each cryptocurrency so Ledger Live knows which ones we want. So let's go ahead and choose an asset. I definitely am going to want some Bitcoin. So in fact, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the main ones that I tend to hodl. So I choose the Bitcoin. There are other ones if you have, let's say you want Tether, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Dogecoin, Tron, Link, Polygon, Polkadot, Wrap BTC, Litecoin, Shiba Inu, BTC Cash, Leo Tokens, Stellar, True USD, Cosmos, OKB, Uniswap, Ethereum Classic, Crypto.org, Filecoin, Hedera, Binance. Pretty much they have all the cryptos that you could really think of. I'm sure there's some that they don't, and you may need to add those manually later on. But let's just stick with the basics here and load, at least in my case, our BTC. Press continue. So we select BTC, we press continue, and it takes us now to our device. So now you should be kind of looking at your device. It's talking, should be talking, and mine says loading, please wait. Has a little downloading icon. So we're in business, y'all. All right. Open app Bitcoin. Open the Bitcoin app on your device. That means double click. So use those two fingers, double click, and it should say Bitcoin is ready. Now, if you did like what I did and used one finger, it'll tell you the wrong thing. So make sure you go back, double click, and it says Bitcoin is ready. And now you can receive Bitcoin in your crypto wallet. This is your account. Add account. That just means that we're confirming that we are adding it, and this is the confirmation here. Your account has been added successfully. Add other accounts or return to your portfolio. Well, let's go ahead and add some more, while we're at it. Let's do some Ethereum, because that's the second one that I buy. But a lot of Ethereum. So at this point, any type of token that you're probably going to want, buy or trade, this is your opportunity to go ahead and do so. And we're going to go through and manually add each one of those. So I chose my Ethereum. Looking at my device now, it's sending me to the device. It's communicating. They're going to be communicating. All right, so now it's saying loading, please wait. So that's what should be having a load icon on your device, opening Ethereum app. Now remember, to open the app, you got to double click the both buttons with both fingers on top. Double click, boom, application is ready. Immediate. Okay, so what that means is, as you saw, I kind of skipped a step in the beginning, which was to update. This is why you have to always make sure you go ahead and click this Ledger Live update up top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now so that I can continue to add all the assets that I want. Now, you don't have to add them at once. You can come back later and add them as you choose. Let's see, update nano firmware. Let's follow this icon here. Loading. Now I'm going to download the update. All the cryptocurrencies they often will create, these are just basically, these are programs, these are applications. So applications will often change, they'll improve it. And that's the reason why you're going to have to want to make a habit of downloading updates to your Nano device whenever you work with it. So as you can see, Bitcoin was installed. Ethereum was also successfully installed. We can go down here a little bit. So all these other ones will be homework if you want to install. Like for myself, I deal with, let's see which one. They even have Binance capabilities. So I buy Solana, I buy Cardano, I buy Polygon Matic, I buy Avalanche, Stellar, I buy Chainlink. You know, so some of these you may work with, and some of them you may not. They may not have any relevance to you. But this is what you're working with right here. And as you see, the list is long and quite exhaustive. So with that, install now. Update is ready to install. Let me go ahead and do that. So if you're following along, you should be updating your app as well. And you're going to see some stuff like this. All right, so if this happens, just, you know, be prepared to click yes. Go ahead and let the wizard set it up. Completing ledger live. So it's done it that quick. It wasn't a whole lot, just a little bit of information. Open. Now we're still plugged in, so it should, there we go. This release includes minor bugs, fixes, security improvements. All right, click continue, and we're back on, everybody. Look, and now we have complete access. We can send, we can receive, we can earn. That's a new one. We can buy, we can sell, we can swap, we can refer friends, we can get a card. Yep, that's right, you can get your own card. Ledger recover, so that's in case you ever lose your ledger, and this is my ledger itself. So let's click my ledger real quick. Here's my ledger, and so my ledger has access to 2 tokens, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And look at all that space, everybody. Got a lot of space. We only have 2 apps, so we have a lot of space left inside the ledger. So with that, all right, so the next one will be to kind of help you guys to figure out how to get the money onto an exchange, or how to buy an exchange, and so that will be in our next educational. So thank you for hanging in there. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. Our email is our website is www.gobanklessnow.com, or you can reach us at gobanklessnow@gmail.com. That's spelled GOBANKLESSNOW @gmail.com. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions and concerns. Thank you.